UFC Atlanta is officially over. Kamaru Usman dominates Joaquin Buckley in a unanimous decision win. Completely mauled him in the first 4 rounds, and then in the 5th round, Kamaru Usman couldn't do anything, couldn't land a single takedown, couldn't land any big, powerful strike, and Joaquin Buckley won that round, but it didn't matter. It was too late for that. This fight showed inexperience at its finest. Joaquin Buckley, although he was on a 6-fight win streak and he knocked out Wonderboy and beat up Colby Covington, this fight showed that he has a lot of holes in his game. He has great tools. He can hit hard. He can have flashy knockouts. But other than that, he doesn't really have everything it takes to beat a former champion. He doesn't have everything it takes to become a champion either. He got completely mauled in the grappling department. It seemed like he gave up in every grappling situation. He didn't try to fight under hooks. He didn't try pushing the head down. He wasn't trying to get to the cage. He literally let Usman take him down, hold him down, and then just wait till the round ended. And although, yes, this was a good win for Usman, he was on a 3-fight losing streak. He's 38 years old, and he beat someone who was top 10 in the welterweight division. This is a good win for Kamaru Usman. However, Usman didn't look that great. His grappling was telegraphed. He was telegraphing his takedowns, especially in the 4th and 5th round. His striking wasn't that great. There was a couple of times in the 3rd and 4th round where Joaquin Buckley is landing big overhands or uppercuts, and Usman's getting hit. And you're thinking to yourself, oh my gosh, Usman might get knocked out. Now, I'm not saying Usman was going to look like his prime self like in 2019, 2020, 2021 when he's beating guys like Jorge Masvidal, Colby Covington, or Gilbert Burns, right? He didn't look that great, and he didn't look awful. But he didn't look like someone that should have beat someone who's a top 10 welterweight fighter, if that makes sense. Like, Usman, I don't think he could beat someone like a Sean Brady or a Shavkat or maybe Ian Gary. And I know that's crazy to say, but this was such a bad fight by Buckley. I am shocked on how he lost. Buckley didn't throw any leg kicks. He didn't attack the knees. There wasn't really any game plan by Buckley, and that's what I am so shocked by, because Usman beat him so badly. It's like, how did Buckley get to this position? How did we think Buckley was going to become a title contender? How did we think he could possibly fight for the title? Because his game plan was so bad. He fought in a boxing stance against Usman. When Usman went for the single leg, he didn't try putting his foot on the outside. He didn't try going for underhooks or pushing the head down. He literally was throwing uppercuts, hammer fists to Usman while he's taking him down. It was a terrible game plan. It's crazy because Buckley was in a boxing stance the entire time, and Usman's just constantly going for takedowns. So it's like, dude, change your stance. And then when he did go to a bladed stance, Usman is just going for the single leg, and then Buckley's not defending it at all. So it was just a bad game plan. I think this fight really showed experience, where Usman in each round is adapting and just grinding out Buckley. And Buckley, it took him until the 5th round to finally change and do something. He defended 6 takedowns in the 5th round. He landed 20 significant strikes, 34% striking percentage, but he didn't look that great. This was not a great performance by Joaquin Buckley, and it is a little concerning given that he was ranked 7th in the welterweight division. So it's like he got this far just from pretty much his power and overwhelming pressure, but like, how did he make it this far without getting exposed in the grappling department? How did Colby Covington not expose this part of Joaquin Buckley? You know what I mean? Like, this felt like this should have been exposed like 3-4 fights ago, but somehow it didn't. Kamaru Usman did it, which is a great fight by Kamaru Usman. This is what a former champion should do. It should expose holes in an upcomer's game. That's exactly what it should do. That's how a former champion should fight. Former champion shouldn't come in there and then try and take your head off and then get knocked out, because you'll just end up losing. I'm glad Kamaru Usman didn't try striking with Buckley. I'm glad he didn't try, knocking him out like he did against Jorge Masvidal. I'm glad Usman went for the takedowns, exposed Buckley, because now this will show where Buckley is at on the welterweight line, right? Buckley still has a lot of tools. He can hit hard. He's young. He's beaten good guys. We know that he can come back in the second, third, or fourth round, depending on if it's a 3-round or a 5-round fight, and still put pressure on his opponent. We saw that in the Wonder Boy fight where he knocks him out late in the round, and he was going to lose, but knocks him out and win. We saw this against Colby Covington, where in the second and third round, where he's putting the pressure on Colby Covington and makes him quit. So those are good qualities to have when you're someone like Joaquin Buckley. Now it's just putting the skills together, being able to develop a good game plan. When you're fighting someone like Kamaru Usman, who has terrible knees, maybe we should throw a lot more leg kicks. Maybe we should be heavy on the front foot and whip that back leg kick and start chopping at the legs. And then when Kamaru Usman does go for the single leg, instead of panicking and throwing uppercuts, how about we go for underhooks? How about we try and force the head down? How about we try and work towards the fence? Simple things like this. That is what we should be doing when we're ranked 7th and we're trying to fight for a belt. We shouldn't be just headhunting the entire time, which Joaquin Buckley, he showed that in this fight, that he still has power. There was a couple times where Usman could have been knocked out, where I think it was on the 3rd round, Usman got hit with an uppercut, and there was a time where oh my gosh, Usman might get hurt. And in the 5th round, Usman got hit with a right hook, I think, and Usman's just circling, and there's 20 seconds left, trying to just last. So this isn't the end for Buckley, but he needs to get his skills together. He needs to be able to put down a good game plan. Start executing little things like, let's attack the legs. Okay, we stop the movement. Now let's overwhelm him, put his back to the cage, and just pressure him and hit him with body shots and get him broken down. Not just headhunt and go for uppercuts and overhands and just follow our opponent. Let's try and cut off the angles, cut the corners, and execute that. For Kamaru Usman, great win. We're now in the situation where he's not going to fight for the title, because we got guys like Ian Gary, Shavkat Islam, Sean Brady. I think this is a good position now for Kamaru Usman to fight Bilal Muhammad. I think that is a great fight to come back to. If Bilal Muhammad's not ready, I wouldn't mind seeing someone like an Ian Gary fight Usman, or even Usman fight someone like Michael Morales. Michael Morales is very young. He's 25 years old. He needs to fight someone with experience, someone that can grind it out, someone that has good wrestling, because you can expose the holes in the younger guys. Both of those fights would be great for me, but I would prefer Bilal Muhammad. If not, Ian Gary or Michael Morales is a good fight for Usman. I don't know if Usman will ever fight for the belt again, but he definitely has a couple fights left in him. He didn't look that great, but against someone like Buckley who has knockout power, he didn't get knocked out, so that is a good thing to think about. Let me know what y'all thought about the fight. Who should Kamaru Usman fight next in the welterweight division? How many more fights should he fight until he is in that title picture? Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. See you in the next video.